Hey,
It's time for the next baby.
welcome back.
It's time for
Time for
Tegiri.
nearby pals. Alright, go look at Zebedee if you want to laugh your ass off. Here. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Here we go.
We're in for an adventure.
Surely, very bizarre adventure. In an utterly unsurprising turn of events, the knight finds you trolling Alternia in search of, well, trolls. The friendly type, preferably, although you've been known to work wonders with hostile folks too. Your current hunting ground appears to be a primarily teal neighborhood, which suits you fine. Teals live relatively comfortably, and are usually only mildly disdainful of you. This strikes you as a good place to search for companionship.
I don't know. I don't know if they want to be our friends.
You've got another pressing concern, though. A faint glow far on the horizon, that suggests that the sun will be rising soon. A couple hours from now at most. Nights on Alternia seem to last forever, but when the daylight hits, it hits hard, like a truck, but the truck is on fire, and the fire is nuclear fusion, and the truck is a star. Point is, you're not in the mood for another sunburn. You'd better snag a buddy before it's too late.
Oh boy. Who? What kind of voice should I do? Hey, go ahead and do self-voicing.
Self-voicing enabled. Tegiri, you. The strange, horn/s thing. Self-voicing disabled.
Tegiri.
Tegiri. It's Tegiri. No doubt about that.
Tegiri.
No. Get your newts out of here. It's like a romanization of Japanese.
Alright, what should I do for his voice? You. I feel like I've already done a voice like that.
Yeah. There's only so many voices you can do. We're on like voice number whatever now. Dramatic.
The strange hornless thing.
What a newt. Oh. Oh boy.
Oh, the little anime flube on his finger.
I'm gonna turn this music down a little bit.
Wait, let me hear it though. Turn it up so I can't hear it. No. Oh, I know this song.
This feels like a sound font to some game that I don't recognize.
Man, I've heard this song before though. Anyway.
What a hoob. Alright. Speak of the devil. You whip around and spot a troll boy with a stylish hat and a sword sheathed behind its back. His clothes are a little shabby, but he carries himself with a rigid, composed air.
Whoa. What are you? Some kind of mutant troll? Or another sentient creature?
Definitely the latter, you say.
Yeah.
Unless you would prefer the former, in which case you're that, actually. But mutants, you've learned, are not particularly well liked on this planet.
An alien? I won't have to call you, then. Not immediately, at least. You don't appear to be a call-on-sight species.
Okay.
Lucky for you that I won't have to loose my blade, and lucky for me to have found a potential comrade. Whoa.
Oof, laying it on thick.
Keeps his eyes closed. He had his eyes closed in the troll call panel too. Oh my god. It's like Brock.
He's actually blind.
I know what you seek.
Shelter and friendship, not necessarily in that order. You're about to speak up, but he's already moving on.
You seek the meeting place of the Eastern Alternian Fine Animated Art Appreciation Society.
Or the EAFAAAS for short.
For the anime club. Or as some less cultured souls would call it, the anime club.
Yeah. Oh, a club. Back home, teachers used to go on and on about how clubs were a peaceful place to meet new friends.
Wonderful. Where the
What?
fuck did you get peaceful?
I don't know.
Look who's dyslexic now.
You're dyslexic. A wonderful place to meet new friends. You didn't really believe it then, but maybe things are different here on Alternia. You confidently assert that yes, you are here for the animes.
Good. I hope he opens his eyes at some point.
Mm.
I feared I was going to have to cancel tonight's meeting. Oh.
Cameron.
Due to no-shows, as in you have no friends. But now it can proceed as scheduled. Follow me.
Did you literally need like one other person to be in your anime club? Is this like a Doki Doki situation where you need one more person, or is it like
no one? There's no one, Dylan.
or is it like there's literally no one? It's just you. You gestured. What?
I lost my phone.
Stop being dumb. For 5 seconds. Oh.
Alright.
He gestures toward his hive and begins to stride confidently toward it. But then he rethinks it, pausing to look back at you.
Wait.
Time for the interview question.
Subs or dubs?
Oh shit. Okay, I have a feeling this is...
My bet's on he's a dub boy.
I feel like this is the bad one.
Oh yeah, let's go with on both are good. That's a straight up death sentence right there.
Both are good. This. His expression immediately sours, a look you're all too familiar with. If you had a mouse, you'd be frantically scrolling the wheel upwards to roll back time and make a new choice. A feature that I discovered by accident. How fun. But you live in the real world, where you have to face the consequences of your god-awful anime opinions.
Wait. Have you no conviction? The anime club is a sanctuary for those of strong will and finely honed arguments, not a shelter for cowardly pissants. What debate can come from a sycophantic toady such as yourself? How are you going to stimulate my intellect?
You begin to sputter and protest. You're plenty stimulating. You've got a pretty long list of friends who you've stimulated in all kinds of ways. Platonic ones mostly, but he's not having any of it.
There are other anime fans in this city. Perhaps their gatherings will be more your level. Farewell. Fucking Yabu. What does that say?
P-A-T H
Pathetic.
Yeah, pathetic. Are we gonna have like super stylized ending cards
I hope so.
on all of these?
I hope so.
It's excellent.
I love Tegiri. Mr. Anna meme on his way.
Alright. I feel like it doesn't matter what we pick. As long as it's not both are good.
Let's try subs.
Alright. Subs.
It's entertaining how wrong you are!
Oh.
He is a dumb boy.
Oh. Maybe. What if we go back now?
No, don't. We'll just see later. But even the greatest of Alternia's philosophizers required sparring opponents on the battlefield of the intellect. To challenge your assumptions with my superior logic and taste will be a fulfilling task. Come in.
Stop yawning, you dick.
I'm sorry, when I try and talk with a deep voice, it slowly gets higher and then I yawn.
Oh my god. Not really the reaction you were hoping for, but you'd say anything to get into someone's hive, so you'll take it. Oh yes. It's baby time.
Look at them all.
This nutly ass hive.
Look at them all.
Body pillows.
Oh, I love it so
Figurines.
much. Oh, yes.
Newtly posters. Figurine book.
Where is Sugoi Quest for Kokoro?
What?
Sugoi Quest for Kokoro.
What?
Sugoi Quest for Kokoro.
What about it?
No, I was saying, I just said, where is Sugoi Quest for Kokoro?
Oh, you dunk.
What does that say up there?
Oh god, these are all fucking like references to animes.
Yep.
I don't
What's
recognize
that
all
say
of
up
them.
there, though? I like how we have this like weird fuchsia looking girl over here, and she has fuchsia eyes too. Is she a mutant? I'd be amused if he like watched animes with like weird mutant people, and then he like goes out and murders them anyway.
Mm. You dunk. This says, P
PPA.
A shit. Hang on.
You gonna go look?
I can't be a filthy gaijin. I have to know what this says.
Oh wow, look at that me check. Oh, look at all that old stuff. Okay, anyway.
You're stupid.
Sorry, I was looking at my partner's files here.
Okay. Oh damn. That's opai.
Oh, what does opai mean?
That's Japanese for boobs.
Oh yes.
Alright.
Hive is a fucking it's a disgrace. Anyway, look at this. It's all it's got that Asian aesthetic.
It's got like hoobly.
Look at the doors. Look at the actual structure of the hive.
Yeah. It's yep. It's everything that everyone hoped it would be. Goddamn. Alright, well. Tegiri invites you into his hive with a sweeping bow, and you step into the foyer. The hive looked normal from the outside, normal by troll standards at least, but the inner decor has an entirely different vibe to it. It reminds you of Japanese architecture.
Yep.
Tegiri takes off his sandals before entering the next room. You take your shoes off too, if you had any. As you step into his living room, you are assaulted, not literally, thankfully, by an absolute smorgasbord of merchandise. This place looks like someone did a Google search for otaku collection and opened the first result. I wonder if we actually did search up otaku collection, if we get something like this.
You could try it, see, edit it in.
We'll try it later. Posters and scrolls adorn every inch of wall available, and the inches of wall that aren't available are blocked by shelves containing all sorts of DVDs, manga, and other such forms of media. On a large glass shelving unit near the room's exit, you spy a veritable cornucopia of anime figurines, most of whom seem to be in varying states of undress. You would like to describe it as tasteful nudity. We would also like to describe yourself as the most popular person on Alternia, and both would be a lie. Tegiri has arranged his merch meticulously according to blood color from red at the top to fuchsia at the bottom. At the bottom. Oh wait. Red at the bottom to fuchsia at the top.
Okay.
I'm stupid.
Yeah, you are stupid. I see you are admiring my fine East Alternian collectibles. I polish them daily, just as I polish my blade.
Cough, cough.
Don't touch them, or you'll taste folded steel.
Glorious Nippon steel. Folded 1,000,000 times. You slowly retract your hand. You wouldn't dream of touching them. That was never, ever something you were planning on doing. You won't even breathe on them. What?
I love him.
You're silly? In fact, you stepped far away from the collectibles just in case. Well, that step. Oh dear. It's a fucking Shiba. Shiva.
Oh, it's got a weird tail. Look at it.
Yeah. With that step, you bump into something behind you and hear a soft ruff. As you spin around to look, you see what must be Tegiri's Lussus surveying you with an intense gaze. Such alien. It looks a lot like a Shiba Inu, and they were twice the size and had opposable everything. Yeah, it's got hands. Honestly, watching it scuttle around like a monkey while sniffing at you is pretty entrancing.
So it's like a monkey Shibu. Finally, they did something that wasn't a basic animal.
Eventually, you seem to meet its standards because it darts out of the room. You hear some rustling in what you assume is the kitchen.
That was Tadashi Inu, my Lussus. He taught me everything I know. I could not have asked for a better sensei.
Yeah, dogs are great, you respond, and then immediately wish you could take that back. Dogs are great. It's got to be the blandest possible statement you could have made. And possibly inaccurate too. What's this thing called? A bark beast, a fetch fiend, a woof gremlin?
Bark beast, you got it. And bark fiend as well.
Oh, Tegiri isn't even paying attention to you anymore. He's busy perusing his shelves, picking out some DVDs.
Per my viewing schedule, we'll watch a carefully curated selection of episodes from one classic and from one recent release.
Alright.
But, since you're a newcomer, it might be best not to jump into the middle of the last bout's series, Philosopher Half-Iron.
Can't wait for all these references to go over my head.
Yep. Perhaps we shall instead begin with the first season of School-Fed Heroism. Okay. School-Fed Heroism? What is this? BNHA?
Maybe.
School-fed basically means schooled. Okay. And transition into some episodes of Kismet's Stuck Morning.
Oh boy.
Whatever.
All these references.
All these references.
Yep.
The original airing, of course, not the censored one with the ridiculous CGI dragon. Ugh! Stupid.
Looks like Tegiri intends to take full control of the morning's activities, which you find entirely copacetic.
What does copacetic mean? I forgot.
I believe it means alright.
Okay.
Bless you.
Completely copacetic new pal. I feel like there was something like that once a long time ago.
Yes, that's Vickery. Yes,
yeah.
Yes, if everything was copacetic.
That's right! My memory!
Your memory is bad.
It's basically like, as everything's alright. Okay.
The less you need to assert your own opinions and make your own choices, the less likely you are to fuck up. It's probably not a healthy way to live, but it's gotten you somewhere between 1 to 19 friends so far, and you're sticking to it. Somewhere between. Because we tried every route. All the timelines are real, all of them.
Ooh.
With deft and precise movements, Tegiri retrieves a disc from its container and pops it on the troll equivalent of a DVD player. In the troll equivalent. It makes a slimy chugging noise as it sucks the disc in. And like usual, you aren't sure if it's an inanimate object or a living being. Either way, you're a little disgusted. The DVD player hums, and Tegiri's TV lights up with a colorful title screen. You're ready to get settled in for a journey through the wonderful world of the animes, but he frowns and pauses the episode less than a minute in.
Hang on. This isn't the correct copy. The localization on these lines was changed after the original translator was called by a Purple Blood for crimes against buffoonery. I specifically ordered the first edition and paid extra for it. This is unacceptable.
Yuri stops the DVD player, ejects the disc.
Imagine Lemon Grab screaming unacceptable. It's actually Lemon Grab's voice.
Oh no. Ejects the disc and places it back in its case.
That would be great. Too bad I definitely can't do Lemon Grab's voice, and even if I tried, it would be way too loud and my parents would get mad at me.
You nut. Just to read the note.
There's still time in the night. We need to go resolve this immediately. The shop that imported it for me is nearby.
Here you go again. He heads for the door and beckons for you to follow, which you do. You guess it was too much to hope for a quiet morning inside, wasn't it? At least you get to go shopping for animes, which sounds fun enough. Will it be at one of those fancy automated stores, you wonder?
No, unlike most stores in Alternia, this specialty shop is run by a living troll. Okay, so most stores are automated.
Don't trust Friendsim.
I knew you were going to say that.
Don't do it.
I knew you were going to say that as I was saying that sentence. A fellow collector who would not entrust such work to automation. So one would expect, with an actual think pan involved, there would be no careless mistakes like this. At least, I'm on good terms with the owner, so I doubt there will be trouble.
You, on the other hand, expect plenty of it. Pretty much everything on this goddamn planet has been trouble so far. Does he know how awful it is here? You don't want a human-splain to him or anything, but things are pretty awful here.
Things are pretty awful here.
Oh, you guess he knows. He's staring at one of the many billboards that line the streets, which has been defaced with bright red graffiti. It's saying some pretty nasty stuff about Triza.
Ugh, God. Rebel sentiments grow by the moment. Alternia lies on the verge of peril, a blade's edge. Man is just like... I imagine a lot of the animes, now I think about it, are probably all about protecting the heiress, because anything else would be completely illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like one of the heroes from the babies.
Figurines.
And not any blade, but the blade of a razor-sharp, folded steel katana.
Triza anime figurine.
Go.
Varying states of undress.
Dunk.
It all comes together.
Mm-mm. Forged under the East Alternian moonlight. Heated by the bellows breath of a magnificent draconian Lussus.
You're tapping your keys. What are you doing?
Lo siento.
Mm-hmm.
Little man. Cooled by the shimmering cascade of an acid waterfall. And fit to be handled only by a true expert. Do you dance?
You're a little caught off guard by a question. Dancing, as in moving one's body to music?
In a way, yes. Moving to the sweet music of steel on steel. The rhythm of combat. The stiletto step that weaves death and glory into one beautiful motion. Do you dance?
Oh, sword fighting, of course. You really should have figured that one out. This guy's dial is only 2 settings, talking about swords or talking about anime.
Yeah.
Sometimes he gets particularly frisky and talks about both at once. You tell him that you don't know how to handle swords, but they seem really cool and you'd love to learn.
Cool. Swordplay is more than cool. It is a way of life. A code of honor. To pick up the blade is to bind yourself to the tenets of Bushido. What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't care.
And to be prepared at all times to enforce justice. The only way a swordsman knows. Through steel. I can't wait for him to, like, I hope in Hiveswap he, like, comes across a worthy swordsman of the rebel class.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, gets defeated and there's, like, some sort of strange respect noodling going on between them. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Someday the pursuit of justice may bring me face to face with these rebel scum. I must be ready to show them the true, magnificent terror of the blade.
Are you bored, Cameron?
No, I'm actually intentionally putting my voice into a situation of yawning to create the voice.
You're silly.
Who knows? Maybe I would even be awarded a Crown Congressional Medal of Honor.
Clown.
A Crown Congressional Medal of Honor.
Clown Griff.
Sometimes I yawn too much though, and it comes out really bad.
You're stupid.
A troll can dare to dream.
So that's why he practices swordplay, huh? To enforce justice, kind of like a vigilante.
Vigilante. Please. I would only ever call a troll who legally deserved death.
All of them.
What kind of lawless moron do you take me for?
You don't take him for a moron at all. In fact, he's very smart and clever and just. You hope you're not laying it on too thick, but he seems to enjoy the praise.
Aw, we're here. This won't take too long.
He's taken you to a night market that reminds you of the place where you met Polypa. A strip mall lies to the left of the many tents and stalls, and a sign above one door reads, Super Topato Imports.
Get it? Topa. Yeah!
Oh. Oh, baby.
Oh, look at the baby over
God, look at
there.
all this text.
Look, we got Mega Man. We got B
Jesus.
Mega Man.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's
Serpents.
something you gotta translate. Oh, it's
Is that the stupid serpent games from Hiveswap?
yeah. I also got the cans up there.
Hmm.
Psionic energy. Whatever that says back there. Whatever.
Hmm.
Whatever. Translate this all later.
It's the grub juice, Cameron.
I know, I said that earlier.
This is very silly. Gotta do this. Gotta do
Neon
this.
sign, yep. And whatever's over behind his head. And that thing right there. Anyway.
Yep. Anyway.
Oh my god, some of these books are translatable.
Oh shit. As you enter, Tegiri makes a beeline for the counter, which is manned by a greasy-looking Goldblood with pinkish-looking eyes. Oh boy. You, on the other hand, are more interested in the rest of the store. It looks a lot like Tegiri's living room, but bigger.
The pinkish looking eyes, as in the eyes are kind of reddish, or is it like pink eyes?
Anime figurines on sale for what looks to be a preposterous amount of money.
Yep.
DVDs and comics lining the shelves, arcade games in the corner. There's even a section for replica swords, which all look far too sharp and legitimately deadly for your liking.
This looks like it was also drawn by Poinka.
What a banana.
I can at least that character looks like it could have been Poinka.
Skulking between the shelves is an olive blood guy. You can't quite tell if he works here or if he's just browsing. You're not sure if any trolls even have normal jobs.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
You're about to ask the olive guy about a particularly interesting DVD when you're distracted by a commotion at the counter. You're pretty sure you heard Tegiri snarling something about his rights as a consumer. Looks like trouble is brewing. You turn your head toward the counter and listen in.
Do you really think you can get away with ripping me off like this? Do you know who I am? My blood caste. A teal blood, like me, has connections. A vast network of like-minded souls at my beck and call. Ready to be unsheathed against my hapless foes.
Hapless foes.
Hapless foes. The legal force I can bring to bear against you is greater than any puerile?
Puerile.
Puerile, what does that mean?
Find out later. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
this means like insignificant or something along those lines, just based
Puerile
on the way he
mind.
uses it.
Could ever imagine.
His tiny baby brain.
Yeah, I get it. A fleet of legislaturators will descend on you like shadow clones, each armed with the greatest weapon of all, knowledge.
Shadow clones? Is that like a Naruto thing? I don't remember.
Maybe.
Fucking shadow clone
Probably.
sounds familiar.
And with your intricate understanding of the Alternian legal code, you will be mired in suits so myriad, so mind-numbing, you will wish for the swift and early death my blade can provide. Or you can offer me an exchange of equal or greater value to my original purchase.
Equal or greater value. What a ripoff. Equal or greater. Jeez.
Which path will you choose to walk, scum?
That's a big threat. You wander closer to the counter, hoping you might be able to help resolve the situation, but instead you blunder right into the olive blood and send the blocks tumbling from his hands to the ground. A bunch of assorted products spill out as the shopkeeper gasps dramatically. You don't see what the big deal is. Looks like some more DVDs and manga.
Is that the one I was looking for? You
What?
bitch, you told me you didn't have it.
One cover features a troll with heart-shaped horns and a bright pink sign.
Yay!
And another features some red-blooded douchebag wearing pants way too tall for him.
Yes!
There's the reference.
Yeah, the reference.
There it is. There it is. There's the one we were looking for.
Mm-mm.
Tegiri picks up one of the mangas and waves it in front of the shopkeeper's face.
Care to explain what I'm looking at here? Imperial Dictate, number the 2nd, section 3.2. The depiction of non-standard hemological attributes is strictly forbidden.
Getting hooped on.
Sugoi quest for Kokoro is illegal.
Yep. Illegal mangas. There's a new line.
Imperial Dictate, number the 7th, section 5. Material which encourages action against the state is considered contraband of the highest degree.
Are these like amendments in the fucking troll constitution?
I guess so.
Imperial dictates.
Yeah.
They're like broken up into sections and then they've got like a law in it.
Yeah.
The olive blood, you can clearly see the situation careening downhill like a scuttle buggy without wheel stops.
Scuttlebuggies don't have wheels by the looks of it.
Begins to creep toward the door. You'd love to do the same, but you can't give up on a potential new friendship. It's basically pathological.
To think my favorite Eastern Alternian hobby shop could stoop so low as to peddle this criminal filth. What a sickening betrayal.
The shopkeeper stammers, offering a litany of muddled explanations that only seem to incense Tegiri further. He was holding it for a friend. No, wait, it's satire? Satire? Oh boy.
What is that?
Oh, it's the fucking whatever it is with the 3 spokes. It's stupid is what it is. Tegiri slams the palm down on the counter and his eyes shoot open, revealing dark purple irises with a strange swirl pattern.
Those are definitely contacts.
That's what the big reveal is about. Oh dear.
Imperial Dictate number the 61st, section 2. Satire is especially contraband.
No satire allowed.
Wow.
That's like Dictate 61. Jesus Christ.
You think you can mess with me? I've watched countless hours of legal drama, played and replayed legendary legislacerator, and memorized every twist. I know the law back and forth. And now, it's time for the punishment due. You're fucking dead, kiddo. Nothing personal, kid.
Fucking Navy SEAL copy pasta.
Yep.
As Tegiri leans over the counter, his free hand grabs the hilt of his katana and tenses, ready to draw. He's about to straight up execute this guy. Oh boy. Choice time.
Intervene. Let's die.
Defend the shopkeeper. Okay, you know this is a terrible idea, but you seriously had it up to here with being party to the murder of random trolls. You quickly interpose yourself between Tegiri and the Goldblood. Does he really have to kill this guy for what seems to be his first offense? You launch into an impassioned spiel about love and friendship and justice, writing the value of forgiveness and second chances really hard. And for good measure, you throw in a little side note about how Tegiri's favorite shop will close down if he kills this dude.
Silence.
When we moved. Is this Overwatch?
I know he did.
Shit.
What?
Is this Overwatch?
I don't know.
Is this the... Okay. Guess we'll find out. Another sign over here.
Yep.
Tegiri shoves you roughly aside, and you go careening into a display full of body pillows. You watch, stomach plummeting, as Tegiri turns back to the shopkeeper and slowly draws his sword. But then at the last second he reconsiders.
Consider yourself lucky. I'm in a good mood. If I catch you selling contraband again, your life will be mine.
Tegiri strides out of the store, holding a fresh copy of the DVD he wanted to exchange. You give the shopkeeper a vaguely apologetic look and rush out of the store behind him. Phew, that was a close one. You thank Tegiri profusely for listening to your dumb little speech about whatever it was you said. Honestly, you already forgot.
You're clearly new to this planet. I felt pity for your naivety. But I should have just killed him. Death is the legally prescribed punishment for such crimes as his. Actually, it's the legally prescribed punishment for most crimes.
Oh damn, crimes that aren't dying? Like what? Punishments?
Stupid. I should have separated him from his head. But I looked into your pleading eyes and I saw.
Tegiri goes quiet. You would describe the silence as being particularly brooding. There's a lot of silences like that on this planet. And finally, he speaks.
This isn't my first time. It was just over a sweep ago, I believe. I was patrolling the hive batch in search of evildoers when I caught the unmistakable scent of smoke in the air.
A hive batch? Just like another word for neighborhood?
Yeah, I guess. I don't think they ever use the word neighborhood.
No.
Well, there we go. We got the word for neighborhood.
Maybe it's just block. Like...
Maybe, yeah. I don't know, whatever. Upon pursuing my lead, I saw a hive, partially collapsed, partially on fire. My instincts flared, and I rushed in to help the innocent soul who was trapped there.
Is this the Polypa story?
I think so. But as I was helping the girl bandage her wounds, it occurred to me that I had made a grievous error in judgment. Trolls below a certain age without a lusus, or a proper hive, are considered unviable and slated to be culled. Oh, hang on a minute. Whoa, wait, go back!
You nut.
Below a certain age, without a lusus or a proper hive, are considered unviable and slated to be culled. Hang on.
Banana.
Below a certain age?
Banana.
Wait.
Cameroon.
What?
Stop being a noob. What are you doing?
Okay, let's keep going. By rights, I should have put her out of her misery the moment I realized my mistake. And yet, I looked into her deep grey eyes, dulled from the pain of loss, and I sheathed my blade. In fact, even though she is hiveless and useless,
Lususless.
and lustusless, my bad.
Useless.
I remain in contact with her to this day,
Oh damn.
knowing deep down that one day I must call her. The law demands it,
Ooh.
but I haven't yet. I don't know if I could. What does my it's like fucking meme with the fucking anime guy and the cat.
What?
You know, the pictures of the guy with the sword and the cat. You know, the sword peoples with their cats.
No way.
Never mind, you're stupid.
You're stupid.
Just pull it up later in the edits when you realize how stupid you are.
Mm-hmm.
Why does my conviction waver at times like these?
If he's talking about who you think he's talking about, you're pretty sure he couldn't kill her even if he tried. So that's not the point here.
I think he could kill her if he tried.
Mm-hmm. The point is, he's spilling some real and true and deep emotion with you. This friendship is basically in the bag. Just gotta drop some sweeping, vague wisdom that makes him feel better about potentially not being an unthinking cog in the Alternian murder machine. You offer a light suggestion that maybe what is legal and what is just aren't always the same thing, just a little thought. Maybe he's doing the right thing, overlooking her situation because of how obviously fucked up it is to be a homeless orphan.
Completely unjust and illegal, you must be called now.
Stupid. He goes silent for a long time, chewing his bottom lip.
You're naive. Naive, uncultured, unenlightened.
Wow, thanks.
I think the world is simple. Like a Wait, you think the world is simple. Like a cartoon for children.
Oof.
But this is Alternia, a land ruled by cold logic, where men such as myself must make the hard decisions. It's not easy being dedicated to the code of law. It asks much of us, and gives us little in return. But it gives us order. It keeps the beasts at bay. If I were to question it, what then? Would I begin to wonder if it is unjust for a blue blood to command his servants, for imperial drones to cull the infirm, for us to obey the ever-changing whims of the Alternian royalty?
I don't know, man. That seems like that's exactly what you would wonder. These are all things that sound unjust from the narrator's perspective.
Yeah, I know.
It takes a lot of effort to suppress your, well, yeah, but for the sake of this burgeoning friendship, you allow him to continue his monologue.
Riots in the streets. Troll killing troll. Even more than usual, I mean. No, I cannot waver. These hands must remain steady and true. Though I feel a pull toward the scorching fangs of the light, I must continue my path and remain in the tender righteous embrace of the dark. Speaking of the light, the sun is rising. Truth be my blade, intellect my sensei, and justice my only companion on this lonely road.
This glint is actually sunlight. Blinds you instantly.
No. We both die right now.
Bad end. His monologue takes too long.
Dang it.
He goes on like that for quite a while. It all starts to muddle together in your head, and you lose count of how many times he's repeated some screed about justice and truth and being smarter than all the other trolls in the room. It honestly sounds to you like he's just lonely. You know a whole lot about loneliness and the poor management thereof. Some people throw themselves into their nerdy anime hobby, and others become obsessed with making friends no matter the cost to their mental or physical well-being. Maybe he just needs a couple of good pals to remind him what it's like to have a heart. But if you try to tell him that, he'll probably just respond with another long and winding monologue likely stolen from an anime he watched recently. Maybe you should just let him vent.
You have my thanks for lending your ear.
Oh, a compliment brings you out of your reverie. Nothing interrupts the old introspection machine like the opportunity to chug on the succulent ambrosia that is any kind of praise or gratitude. It's no big deal, you tell him. You're a great listener. That's what friends are for. Has he considered having more friends? Like you, for example? He opens his mouth like he's about to reiterate the whole lone swordsman thing, so you hastily try to change the topic. What's with his eyes? Most trolls you've seen had gray irises, and those who didn't follow the typical biological trend of displaying their blood color. Here he pauses, his grip tensing on his sword as his fangs dig into his lip. Oh jeez. This must be his most closely guarded secret. Have you earned enough trust to hear it?
I'm actually a mutant. They're contact lenses for cosplay.
Good call. Oh, fair enough. Actually, is cosplaying as a different blood test even legal on this planet? He's doing it, probably is, right? You're about to ask when something distracts you. The sight of another troll standing in front of Tegiri's hive, using it as shelter from the rising sun. They're pacing back and forth with precise movements, glancing at one of the windows almost like they're plotting to break in. And when they hear footsteps approaching, they prick up and whirl their head around. Hey, wait a second. You recognize them.
Polypa!
Oh! Polypa spots you before Tegiri spots her. Her expression is hard and stoic, eyes glancing between the two of you as she assesses the situation. And then, like she's throwing on a disguise, her face softens and she smiles.
Oh, I forgot her. I completely forgot her voice.
Oh.
Hey, Tex.
Oh no. You know what? Let's cut.
You gonna check?
Let's do it. I know we're probably almost at the end, so it doesn't matter that much. But let's go listen real quick.
We're not almost at the end. We still have to go back a few times.
I know.
Oh.
Just almost at the end of the arc.
Okay.
1 second. All right. Ahem.
Hey, Tex. Hey, Tex.
All right.
Whatever. I was starting to wonder where you were, and if anime night was cancelled. Your Ulysses is staring at me through the window. I think he thinks it's funny, watching me stuck outside, roasting to death while you're chasing purbeasts around the hive batch. Classic Tadashi. Why were you late? Just busier than expected with some work.
He shoots you a sharp glance.
Assembling some new mecha models. You know how it is. Yes, of course. It's all too easy to get wrapped up in one's hobby. He doesn't know that she's an assassin. Anyway, I didn't realize we'd have a third for once. Not to mention somebody I know. Nani? You and my new kohai have already met?
She pauses, her eyes darting back and forth between you two once more. She seems to be assessing the situation, wearing a look like an assassin trying to evade capture. You recognize that look, considering she was literally wearing it the last time you met.
We're kind of moirails. What?
Whoa! That's absolutely not what you thought you were, but you just kind of nod your head and roll with it. It seems to be what she wants you to do. We're constructing a newt.
Oh. Moirails.
Tegiri's face tightens, almost imperceptibly, but you caught it. Nothing gets past your honed friend-making eyes. Well, actually, a lot of things get past them, but not this particular thing. You're finely tuned to the nuances of social situations, as long as those nuances don't involve making a binary choice on which your social future hinges. More self-awareness from Friendsim.
Well, as you know, I am far too busy studying the blade to pursue quadrants of any sort.
Yes. Here you go, bringing it up.
Yep. A foolish waste of time. Were it not for the laws of this land, I would swear off them entirely.
Oh, more meme phrases. Look at you go, Tegiri.
Are you sure? Wait, are you sure it isn't? Wait, are you sure it isn't that you just can't get a date? You don't have to play the mysterious loner, you know. There's other clubs you can join, instead of insisting on running your own.
He huffs, looking away. You hear his Lessus. You hear his Lessus barking from behind the window in a tone that sounds like laughter. Oh my god.
Fools. Mock that which they cannot understand. And to think I was going to congratulate you on finding love. Once you've finished your spiel about romance being dumb.
Oliver gives him a light, friendly whap, which he responds to with a smile. You can tell the exchange is friendly, not only because he's smiling, but because he's still standing.
Enough banter. The harsh glare of the sun begins to crest, and we have Eastern Alternian animation to indulge in. I'll allow you both to spend the day at my hive if needed. There's space.
Oh shit, a slumber party! And And with more than one participant even, that's got to be worth extra friend points. You are so in. Shelter from the broiling death orb in the sky barely even registers to you as an added bonus. Oliver smiles at you, and the three of you enter Tegiri's hive. Huh. Tegiri covers up all of his windows.
What?
Did you miss it?
What?
It made a little speech bubble with some Japanese characters in it.
Oh, I did miss it. Go back.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. I'll just replay the animation.
Oh. Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
What did it say?
I don't know what it said, Cameron. I can't read Japanese.
Leave me alone.
You're stupid. Tegiri covers up all of his windows to block out the sun, and then starts up the new copy of his DVD, which thankfully seems to meet his standards this time. You settle in on the couch, basking in the warm glow of friendship, and prepare to lose yourself to hours of the beautiful, wonderful animes. How fun.
I don't know what this says. Anyway.
Oh boy. Alright. I R E
Ire?
No.
No, O.
O
O R.
E
Okay.
O R E and then W A O. It's more,
Orewa. What?
it's more Japanese.
Orewa.
K A I Z O
Kaizo.
K U dash
Kaizoku.
mm-hmm. and then
What is Kaizoku?
O U.
Oh.
Man, there's no way I'm gonna know what this means, even
Whatever.
if I do the rest of it.
Alright, let's just translate the rest of this later.
Okay. Maybe if we type this in to Google Translate, it'll tell us.
Ooh.
Look at this face.
Look at these beauties.
Look at
Maybe
this
if we
foot.
type it into Google, it'll be a reference to something.
Look at this foot.
It's all bandaged.
Mm-hmm. Look at this dog.
Yep.
Look at this TV.
Dog monkey. Ooh.
It's got little wings.
Yep.
Yeesh. Alright, this is taking a while. Let's get the last ending. And then
Actually, we got two more.
Then we'll check.
We got two
subs.
more endings. You don't.
We got two more.
Yep. Go to the last one real quick.
Oh. What do you mean we got two endings? We gotta let the shopkeeper die, then we gotta check if dubs exist.
Yeah, that one. Two endings.
But I don't think that's an ending.
We'll see.
Let's not intervene. You really don't want to get in between the shopkeeper and Tegiri's sword. For all you know, this really does warrant an immediate execution. Who are you to judge? You do, however, squint a little so you don't have to see the full gory detail of the culling. Turns out, it's not nearly as gory as you expected. Tegiri leaps over the counter and swings wildly at the guy, but many of his attacks fail to connect. In other words, he has no formal training. Okay. Alright.
Alright.
It's mostly a bunch of bombastic anime-style moves that don't translate well to actual combat.
Mm-mm.
It's fucking like running around. Still, some strikes hit home, drawing a spray of murky gold blood that jolts the shopkeeper out of his petrified fear. He screeches and unleashes a strobing psionic blast from his eyes, causing Tegiri to stagger back disoriented. The flash of light doesn't seem to have caused any real damage, but it offers the perfect opportunity to flee. By the time your eyes have adjusted, the only thing they see is the back door swinging wildly in its wake. Unsurprisingly, the olive blood is nowhere to be seen well. Tegiri glances down at his katana, stained with the blood of the shopkeeper, and slowly sheathes it. His hand is shaking, claws Tapping the hilt restlessly. He turns slowly to you, forcing himself back into his usual stoic posture.
We got lucky, that's all. But he can't hide forever. Let's go. We need to report this to a drone.
He strides out of the shop, leaving you to follow hurriedly behind. What a mess. You hesitantly ask,
Psionic
"What?"
man. What the hell was that psionic man?
I don't know. You hesitantly ask him whether it was really necessary to try and kill that boy for what he did.
Of course it was. The law is absolute. A foreigner like you might not understand. It is not my duty to question the righteousness of my actions. I am but a tool through which the law is enforced. I am the blade that her imperious condescension wields to maintain order in this world of chaos. Just like this drone.
He gestures to one of the big hulking drones that you've grown all too familiar with during your stay here on Alternia. Right now, it looks like it's cleaning up some bronze-colored blood that was splattered on the side of a building.
Splattered.
It's cleaning.
Yep.
The drone is cleaning.
Yep, it sure is.
That's funny. Tegiri approaches and hails it, beginning to explain that there's a collector's shop he needs to report for rebel activity. The drone isn't listening to any of that. It slowly turns from him to stare directly at you, and it raises its weapon to your face. A grating electronic noise issues from its metallic grill, and the immortal words of a wise cartoon dog. Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. Hold it! This creature is under my protection. It has committed no crime. If you continue this attempted culling, I will strike back with my katana. And a strongly worded letter to your superiors.
You're talking to a fucking drone, you... what?
Drone's like, oh jeez.
The drone seems supremely annoyed that it can't just get right down to culling a motherfucker, but Tegiri's cast must be just high enough to give it pause. You, the motherfucker in question, are incredibly relieved.
Wow, okay, so he was just like...
That worked? Are you kidding me?
I'm pretty sure just the idea of Tegiri saying, don't do that, the drone is like, okay.
What a newt. That relief quickly fades when the drone produces a palm husk. What? With a blurry picture of you on the screen, a lot of text beneath, most of it flashing red. That's never a good sign. Oh boy, we're responsible for many, many crimes. Okay.
Can't believe it just pulled out a phone.
The drone pulled out a phone with a terrible picture of you. It looks like a rap sheet. Tegiri reads through it quickly, which is a pretty impressive feat considering his eyes are still closed. His expression darkens the further down he gets.
Wanted under suspicion of meat product theft. Heist of fine art. Accomplice to the assassination of a violet blood.
Oh boy. Oof. He didn't realize you'd racked up such a heavy list of crimes. He's already rounding on you with a fury radiating off every inch of his being. It's terrifying. You've seen this guy arguing with a retail clerk. You know what he's capable of.
All this time I thought your soul was open to the way of the samurai. I thought I had met a potential new connoisseur of the animated arts. But no. Your blood pusher pumps only lies through your villainous veins. You were just looking for an alibi. A place to bide your time. To hide away from the drones until it was time to indulge once more in your criminal ways.
You try to defend yourself. You didn't do any of those things, and you had a perfectly good reason for most of them. Tegiri isn't buying it. He's clutching his katana, his hilt so tight the veins are bulging on his hand.
Silence, coward.
Fingerless gloves.
Yeah. The time has come for my blade to strike true. Ha!
Here he goes. He draws his blade in a smooth motion and swipes at you, and you just barely manage to sidestep the attack. You dart backwards, stumbling over yourself in your haste to get away, while he swings his katana wildly around while making lots of weird grunting noises. Once again, his mouth has been writing a check his sword hand can't cash, but you doubt that matters when trolls are stronger and faster than you in general, and he's accompanied by a giant murder drone. It's time for you to split, and you better do it lickety. Glancing around, you notice that you're about to cross over a bridge with an underpass beneath it. Perfect. Just like an action hero, you can hop right over the edge of the road, duck into the underpass, and find a nice hiding spot. We shatter all of our legs.
Here we go.
You dash toward the traffic barrier, vault nimbly over it, and oh Jesus piss, this is way higher than you thought it was. You hit the ground hard with a resounding crack, and for a moment your vision goes blank as a wave of pain sears your nerves. As the pain disorientation begins to fade, you decide it's about time to take stock of your situation. A couple of broken bones, old hat, a troll trying to kill you, not unfamiliar, drones attacking you, same, and the sun about to rise and scorch you into nothing, again. Individually, you've risen to the challenge of just barely handling each of these problems, but all at once, yeah, you think you're just gonna call this one here.
Useless.
Well, we're dead. Broke every bone. Look at us.
Mm-mm.
At our poor face.
They're so stupid.
We just fucking... We almost managed to commit suicide.
Yep.
Almost. Oof. And too bad. Too bad we didn't.
Oh, well. Anyway. Let's go to the final ending.
Alright. Watch this. I bet it's gonna be exactly the same.
Bet not.
Dubs. Oh.
Perfect. A fellow connoisseur. Let's continue.
Oh, okay. He just skips over that. Alright.
Hang on. Let me see.
What?
Keep going.
What do you mean keep going? We already read this.
Wait, no, just making sure. Hit the fast forward button, see if it skips it all. You're right.
Stupid. You're a dunk. You're such a dunk.
What a baby!
Anyway, that's that.
We win.
That was a long recording. Jeez.
Yep, it sure was.
I mean, it wasn't that long, but like.
He never did the little JoJo thing in the actual thing. It's
No.
only Drake.
I only made a noodly sprite of it.
Mm-mm.
How fun.
Alright, well I gotta go to bed, because I got work in the morning.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I got work in the afternoon.
Oh, you poor baby.
Well. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this absolute dunk ass.
I like him. He's a noodle.
You're a noodle. Got lots of fun edits to do. Oh boy, editing time again. Yay. Alright.
He needs a girlfriend with big boobs.
Needs 3 girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of other girlfriends for his other quadrant.
Mm-mm.
A total of 5 girlfriends.
That's more than you need.
No, it's not. 1 red, 1 black, 1 pale, and 2 who fight with each other. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, you're right. 5. I forgot about pale.
You banan.
Alright, anyway, let's go.
I don't know.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
One who